Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't been very active here lately, but I wanted to change that. So let's get started with a few things that I was working on during COVID and things I learned through that with a new mini-series about game design and the things that you should be aware of when starting out for the first time. Today I'd like to take a look at 3 of the pitfalls that new game designers fall into when creating a prototype. It can be a lot to manage, especially if you haven't run a project before. So I want to tell you some of the things that I learned through the first few attempts I had at making a game. The first of these is putting way too much effort into that initial design and the initial prototype before you've ever even play tested it or gotten to a more finalized version of your game. I know when I was working on my first card game, I made a whole bunch of highly detailed, very well thought out cards with lots of very great graphics. I did the back side, I did the front side, and there must be 200 cards here. This took me hours to do. And a lot of the other game developers that I see out there are doing the same kind of thing. They want the prototype to really pop at a playtesting. They want people to be really excited. And I get that. I fell into the same trap. The problem is you're putting a lot of your time, a lot of your energy into something that's not yet ready. And so you're wasting that time. Because what I was realizing is that a lot of the things I put on the cards weren't going to be relevant for the next playthrough of the game. We would change things, adapt the rules, find that things weren't working as well as I thought they were, and we would be changing things, which put me back in front of my graphic program, editing and making new cards for the next one. It's a lot of time and energy spent way too early on in the process. So the mistake number 1 is getting out there too quickly ahead of yourself with making a finalized version of a prototype that looks playable and ready to go. Take a breath. It's okay to have not perfect cards, to have very basic information. That first version is just that. It's a rough draft, it's a first version, and your playtesters are going to understand that. All right, so pitfall number 2, getting rules that aren't very well done. I was showing up to play testing scenarios with handwritten notes and sloppy explanations and trying to kind of read through my own gibberish to explain to the playtesters how they're going to play the game. That's terrible. Not only from the point of view of I wasn't always sure of what I was doing, and the playtesters noticed that and they became unsure, but also one of the things you need to be playtesting in your playtesting scenarios is actually the set of rules. So it's very important to get a very well structured, very formal, very short version of your rules ready to go that the playtesters can then look at for themselves to discover how to play your game. One of the things you're going to want to be looking at as a game designer when watching the playtesters is, do they understand what they need to be doing and how to do it? And for that, you don't need the very fancy cards, but you do need a very clear set of rules. What is the third thing I wanted to bring up? And that is another terrible pitfall I fell into, and that was asking my same group of friends over and over to play my game and give me feedback. Yes, we do rely heavily on our friends when playtesting, but the pitfall comes on twofold. Number 1, your friends are going to be more likely to say very positive things. Oh, greatest game I've ever played. I love it. The theme is great. Ooh, look at these pretty cards you made. That might be true, but they might just be flattering you or not wanting to hurt your feelings. They might be less likely to tell you things that they find that are not quite right. And second of all, as they're going into this process, they've already played your game multiple times. They've already had your feedback multiple times about what they were doing wrong or how they could do it better. They might be seeing that evolution and understanding things that aren't actually in your well set up rules. They're just things they interpreted from things you've said. So it's giving you an inaccurate reading on both the rule set and the gameplay. It's better if you get a diverse group of people, a mix of friends and strangers, to play and review your game. You're going to want to take a back seat as a game designer and watch the playthroughs, taking notes, and ask questions at the end, rather than jumping in the middle, getting your friends very actively involved in your own thought process. Wait and see what their thoughts are, wait and give feedback at the end, and especially get a lot of diverse feedback. You should be playtesting this game more times than you ever thought you wanted to play it yourself, because if it's really the proof of the whole thing. Is this concept good? Is it going to make a fun game? Do people like it, or do they just like you? Because let's face it, you're likable. But is your game? I think so. I think you can make a good game, but put some thought into it. Put some thought into your prototype, into your rule books, and into the group of people that you have playing it. Take care. and come back soon for some more game design tips from me. See ya.